Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Stellaris with me, Ep6, and of course, welcome back to the Children of Crisis, the ones who truly know the way of this galaxy, and that of course is the end of all things. In today's video, we're just going to continue to reinforce our fleet, upgrade our planets, and hopefully get our tech to a point where we are somewhat competent and able to defend ourselves. At the moment, looking at our empire, and looking how silly I've been with going with the theme and actually weakening ourselves to do so, I actually believe we are going to lose if the endgame crisis spawns anywhere near us. Remember, when the endgame crisis spawns, we are going to go to war with every other empire. We are going to be on our own, and we are going to just hopefully be able to hold our ground until the endgame crisis conquers all things, as it should do. The problem is, I don't think we're going to be strong enough. Also, pirate battle. I am, however, finally building some of my first battleships, so hopefully soon our fleets will look a bit, well, more in existence anyway.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
One of the fallen empires have woken up. And I, for one, certainly do not welcome our new spiritualist overlords. Well, they are most likely going to start conquering people around them, so that's going to be interesting. My god, Blarp has become corrupt. Darn it, Blarp. Oh, even with your corruption, apparently crime is still a 0%. Never mind, Blarp. You're good. You can stay there. Just because you're so high level. Excellent, our planets are improving every day. Oh, and we are now on 5,000 research. We were on 4,000 until just a moment ago. Our planets are upgrading heavily. It's just so light, especially since the endgame crisis can occur anytime after, I believe it was 2,375. Since we brought it back to 2,325 for the endgame to occur, then the endgame crisis is 50 years after that. Or something like that. Anyway, numbers and stuff. The Gaia world is finally up, and now it will become our new mining world. Food and minerals will be coming from this planet in great quantities. Just put down 2 so I can leave it alone for a while. Excellent. So we have 2 mining worlds now starting their growth. Fantastic.
The faithful have claimed
and as we get unemployed people, we can always move them over there to hopefully upgrade its growth speed. Ooh, where are we fighting? Ah, we're fighting pirates in their territory. That's annoying. In fact, we might lose.
Construction complete.
Having our trade route going through an ally space is a nightmare. Prepping more and more planets for conversion. Okay, you'll be ready very soon. You the same. You're almost there now already, which is fantastic. I'm just hoping the archaeology project isn't too late. It really is so late in the game to be doing this. If we hadn't made the endgame crisis earlier, maybe it wouldn't be too late, but as it stands, the best case scenario is the endgame crisis occurs over here, the entire galaxy goes against it, they fight for their freedom, they fight for survival, the silly fools, and we just stay here at war with everyone and guard ourselves, and it will take many, many, many years for the endgame crisis to get to us. In that time we have time to reinforce our fleets, to build more defensive positions, just sort out everything we're currently suffering from. Although as soon as we go to war, what we need to do is grab this territory here, otherwise our trade... yeah, all of our trade routes are pretty much ruined. But for now, we shall reach into the shroud. For a fleeting moment, we are lost, and a sense of utter panic washes over us as we contemplate an eternity spent within the shroud. Then we regain our footing and the terror recedes. Ooh, more influence. Yes, please. Please work? Excellent. Plus 30% influence for 60 months. That is really nice because we're going to use 200 influence per planet we convert. That's a lot. Here's a question. Does an awakened empire use their construction vessels to extend their borders, or do they simply conquer? At the moment, I think they've only conquered New Space. But I'm not sure. It's a problem because if they grab this, then they're within our borders. Well, our borders are next to theirs, and they will declare war on us. We will have to submit. We cannot defeat them. They will destroy us. Now, currently at war with these fellows and winning drastically. Well, here's hoping that the endgame crisis occurs right here. And then they can deal with it for a while. Beautiful. Look at those lovely polluted skies. Finally bothering with a little bit of micromanaging, building some science ships which will go to all of our lovely science worlds and aid the research there. At minimum, they'll give plus 10% research per planet, and then as they level up, they will increase, I believe it goes up to 2% per level of the scientists, so quite a few levels. Although, you, when you're done, you'll be the main one over here. Okay, let's get this sorted. Lots of science vessels to sort out. Well, this is annoying. Our allies, despite fighting together, are losing versus the hive mind. And the hive mind did like us. In fact, it still does like us. But it's closed its borders to us. And has now changed to unfriendly, despite having a plus 42. That's annoying. And I'm assuming it's because we're good friends with these fellows. Oh, mighty hive mind. Trust me, I'm not your enemy. Yet. So do what you will, but please do not attack us. There are far bigger threats in this galaxy. Now at 6,000 science, still increasing, and the lovely world of Ash is very soon to become a city. What am I going to do with this planet? Am I going to convert it as well? I mean, I may as well. It's producing only a little bit of food, and it's already specialized so much. Hard to say. This planet didn't have a temple! What kind of savages are we? And so the capital is now truly beautiful. Lovely. And increasing the science very, very quickly as well. Fantastic. We are finally getting the repeatables done in less insane times now, which is lovely. Our fleet's still looking terrible, but our alloy production is also increasing. I'm going to hopefully get it over 200 per month by the end of the episode, and still increase our fleet. Again, we are so far behind. It is mind-blowing how far behind we are. Recently, off camera, I did a kind of a half playthrough just to test out a few ideas, and we were kind of at this point, well, I was at this point, maybe in the year 2280? Yeah. Yeah. At least in terms of alloy and fleet, in terms of science, I was a little bit behind then, but still, you get the point. Finally able to afford it, we continue to improve our planets. Over and over again. Today's been a very uneventful episode, I do have to admit, but this is all the stuff you need to do at this stage of the game, especially when you're not being particularly aggressive or aggressive at all. What's in the system? Oh. Well, honestly, don't really want to expand right now anyway. We don't really have enough time to set up more worlds and get them to a functional state, even if we transfer people over there. But still, it would be nice to have this section under our control. Once more into the shroud we go. And... darn it. Oh no. More than just darn it. Big darn it. Oh, very angry darn it. Sorry, random swarm, you might be attacked here, but... oh dear, I'm guessing you're mostly shields like you normally are. That is way too far away. We are going to lose so much before we get there. Help us out, lads! Its damage doesn't seem to be fantastic, but it's not really taking any damage there.
Construction complete.
Well, at least it held it off for like a second. Oh good, it doesn't actually destroy the station. Oh, then we're fine. One more world now with the Citadel of Faith.
Construction complete.
Beautiful. Now it's 7k research. Lovely. Things are moving along at least a decent pace. Oh dear, they're building... Whoa, yep, well... They're taking over the galaxy. That's very worrying, honestly. So these fellows wish to be our friends. I agree. I like money. And also, we've got some more refugees. Now for the final confusing choice, the Ascension perk for our final Ascension perk slot. We have just finished Supremacy, and every fibre of my being is screaming to go with Defender of the Galaxy. This makes complete sense in terms of gameplay. We are waiting for the endgame crisis to wipe out all other empires, but we need to defend our borders as it does so. We will be attacked by the endgame crisis, that's the whole point. We just want to be the last one standing to ensure every single empire is wiped off the face of this galaxy and reborn in the future. Better, stronger, shinier. So it makes sense. It also makes sense, kind of in a lore way, because, well, we have been studying and worshipping the endgame crisis since we were just a tiny little lizard on the last light. And now we have an empire dedicated to the worship and study of the endgame crisis. Of course we can do more damage to it. We understand how it functions. But at the same time, it just feels wrong to choose it. It's just not what we are. We are not the defenders of the galaxy. We are the remakers of the galaxy. We are the destroyers. The Ember. I don't know. World Shaper's nice. Turning all of our non-science worlds into Gaia worlds. That means loads more minerals and loads more food. And happier people as well. One last bit of paradise before the end. Tell me in the comments below, because I am so unsure about this, and the end of the video is probably somewhat soon at the moment, although probably didn't get as much footage as normal. I am running out of time. I can't decide between these two. Even galactic force projection is tempting. Larger, more powerful fleets. But still, those two are the main contenders out of everything. Well, maybe Executive Vigor as well. Just more Edict duration, that means we can have all the stronger bonuses up 100% of the time, which is good because we are getting quite a lot of Unity. Oh, that was easy. We apologize, O warp creation. But the end has not come yet, and we need to ensure our place in this galaxy. Now, I'm also building star bases over every single science world just to make sure we can have that lovely extra building. Here it is, which gives unity, but most importantly, +5 stability to our planets. Basically means more tech. The Citadel of Faith looks amazing. That thing is terrifying. It's so beautiful. Once more we call to the shroud. Speak with the presence. The composer of strands. No! So we still want the end of the cycle. If we form a covenant that is not the end of the cycle, we can't get the covenant with the end of the cycle. The end of the cycle is the end of all things after 50 years making the covenant, but you become incredibly powerful during those 50 years. Depending on the strength of your empire, depends on the strength of the entity you spawn in at the end of those 50 years. But that's beautiful. Plus 20% population growth, plus 20 years on our leaders. I just can't. No, we still want the end of the cycle. Even if apparently it is a little bit broken at the moment, I still want the end of the cycle. It's just too... us. Now at 66k fleet power, we are producing almost 400 alloys per month. We have lost a lot of energy right now. That's purely because I've changed over a lot of people who are clerks into people working in the foundries. On the upside, the alloys are worth an absolute fortune because everyone's buying them because everyone's currently at war with each other, which is absolutely lovely. When the endgame crisis occurs, pretty much the same will happen again. So hopefully we can keep that going. Starting to think we made far too many planets into these beautiful ultimate planets. Because our base resources are still really struggling. But still. Ain't they pretty? How many do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just 6. Do we have any still transforming? No, I think it's just the 6 then. Okay. Everything else then, we need to start transforming them away from city districts and towards mining, agriculture, and generators. No good having all this extra science and alloys if we can't produce for them. So I've been taking a look at this crystal-infused plating. I've never really used this before, although there are definitely times where hull points are better than shield or armor. I just never seem to use it. And I've only just realised it doesn't cost alloys. Just crystal. Which is definitely cheaper than alloys at the moment. We could make a secondary type of ship of every kind focused around using crystal-infused plating purely to keep the costs down. Each one of these is either costing me 35 alloys and 1 gas, or 70 alloy. By replacing it with crystal-infused plating, it's only costing me 0.8 crystals. That's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. I'm definitely going to make a Corvette type and a Destroyer type using the crystal-infused plating, and those will be a sort of backup ship, which I can just create in large quantities when needed. I'll also be having a look at the weapons and seeing what weapon types are the cheapest. So not exactly very efficient, but just having something on the battlefield with our main forces as distractions, definitely going to be worth it. So it seems with weapons, it's more standardized. Almost everything is the same cost. Maybe the hull tissue, purely because we're going with so much hull. No. Still no. How about just that? No additional components, purely the infused plating. All that stays the same. Or we could lower the sensors. No, because that would lower tracking. Anything else here worth it? Not really. Definitely not going to lower this, because that's way too powerful. So, here's our cheapo craft. Only 147 alloys. In comparison to our regular Corvette, which is 204. Honestly, I don't know if this is worth it. For now, I'll just leave it off, but definitely something to consider. Also, finally, I've installed the jump drives into all of our craft, so as soon as my craft are done dealing with these fellows over here, the pirates, they can finally jump. Oh look! Our friends are dealing with them. Oh, we even get the resources, thank you. Okay guys, go home. Oh, Shroud, please. This will be the final time I call to you today. Neither of those are useful. Darn it, Shroud. Well, I'm afraid I am all out of time for today's video. We just hit 9,000 research, which is not the worst now for the year we're currently in, but since the endgame crisis is starting earlier than usual, I am still incredibly worried. If we had to at least 2,400... I wouldn't be that concerned, honestly. Everything's sort of slowly falling into place. But as it is, yeah, the concern is real. But either way, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continued in the future. In the next episode, we're probably going to get to the endgame. And hopefully... the end of the cycle will finally reveal itself, and I will finally choose the last Ascension perk slot. Lots of things to do, as the Awakened Empire takes over the galaxy over here. Thank you, and goodbye. The end is coming. Hopefully, we will be the last to fall.